Hey, what's up, everybody? So today looks a little bit better than it did yesterday. I'm starting to see things a little bit more clear. I mean, we're nowhere near where we need to be, but I'm gonna explain why. Yesterday, like we were looking at the market, and it just didn't look finished to me. It didn't look that like it was done. And sure enough, look at XRP. Look at that. Right? Where were we in here? We were somewhere over here, I think. Somewhere around there, I believe. Um, and we came up, we hit the high, and then we slammed down. So now does it look finished? And I'm gonna say, yeah, it looks a little better actually. It looks a little better. So we can see now. I can see 5 waves. Now it actually looks pretty decent, and this thing's actually pumping right now. Um, all right, where to begin? So first of all, we have an impulse. We have an A, B, C down here, right? And you go, well, that looked like the same yesterday, but here's the problem. The C wave wasn't finished. See, we had 1, 2, 3, and I guess you could say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but it just didn't give me that feeling. And then we came up like this, bam, and then we came down and slammed the low with divergence. And this wave is in the same degree as this wave. And when we zoom in, look at this. It's going to get even better. Look at this. Well, it looked better on Bitcoin, but it's okay. Look at, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we need one more down for 5 and get that divergence there. And that could be the fifth of the fifth. So it could be finished now. Um, I mean, it looks pretty. I mean, this wave, see, look at this wave. See how it's like kind of sorry? This one looks a lot stronger than that one. And it's still trying to charge. And it's starting to break this here. So, I mean, it could be finished. Another way we would know is if we came down and back tested in here and kind of built a little bit of a base, maybe even come down like this and then continue. Again, like I said, it still needs a little bit of work. Let's look at Bitcoin real quick. See, Bitcoin has a much more clear looking 5 waves. Let me zoom out first and show you what's going on here. So obviously it looks so much more bearish than XRP. And yes, Bitcoin can break down and XRP can still go up. It's happened before. I know nobody even can't even comprehend that, but it's true. It's happened before, where Bitcoin the start of the crash, XRP was kind of flat, and then it started to go into a retracement. XRP exploded, but it still went up. But anyway, let's look at this here. We can see here's the thing. If this is a running flat, A, and then we have B and C, A, B, C, right? And this is a 1, and that's an A, and this is a B, and that's a C. Then we are cocked and loaded. The gun is loaded, and we're ready to fire. That's what that means, right? Doesn't mean today or tomorrow or even the next day. It just means we're ready to get going, you know? So, um, in other words, this would be a 1, 2, if that's the idea. Now, if we look at this, it would actually be not an ABC, but a WXY, if that would be the case. So this is 3 waves. And if this is a WXY, then this should be finished, right? Or actually even like this. So the reason why is because if you look at this wave here, I can clearly see 5 waves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, it doesn't mean it's finished, but it just means we have 5 waves. Now, we also have divergence between the 3rd and the 5th, between the 3rd and the 5th. There you go. So that's what you look for the beginnings of, a potential reversal here. Now, if we come down and we flush the low real quick, that's even better, because then you kind of have that liquidity grab, right? So, there's still a little bit of playing around in here, even if we are finished. Now, if we're not finished, then this could be an ABC, for example, but I don't like it because we're so close. We don't want to break that. We don't want to break that. But if we did, it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Maybe like a diag, where we're sort of kind of like a wedgie type of, where, a diag. So that would be an ending C wave, and then we break out and then continue. So those are the 2 bullish ideas. The bearish idea is that this could be an A, B, C 3-wave move. And now we have 1, 2, 3, but we need 4 and 5. And if we break that low with a 5-wave move, then it's not going to look good. Because then we would expect, then we're still okay, but we'd need to jet out of there. But if we move up in 3, then we have a 1, 2. Right? So this would be a 1, 2 of the first, and this would be a 1, 2 of the third. And then we would drop down in the third of the third, then 3, then the 4, then 5. Or it could be something similar to that fractal we were looking at. That was way over here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you have a 1, 2, and then you have a 3. But this is just a 3-wave move of this expanded flat. I mean, you could look at it as 5, but this looks more like a connector to this wave and this wave. So it looks kind of like 3. So yeah, it would be kind of, here's the fractal right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then it's finished, and then we reverse. So we go back over here. We look at it real quick. I mean, you kind of already have 1, like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you go. And that's right around the pivot of where I think it could happen because of 2025. Remember, you look at every December, January, they're always critical in some way or another. Now, there's a couple of them that really doesn't mean anything, but I think in this instance, since we're in price discovery, I think every single time Bitcoin has been in price discovery, meaning it's discovering where the price needs to be, meaning above the all-time high, it's been followed by a January, December major sort of pivot, rather if it's a correction and then a finishing move or a reversal or the beginnings of a move. Now, in this case, since we're already in an uptrend, it would either have to be the end of the move or since we're in a correction, it'd have to be a pivot to the finish line and then continue down. So that's, I gave 2 bullish ideas and 1 bearish idea, right? Which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we go. So what would be the other bearish idea? Well, it'd be the same kind of thing, but I mean, you can kind of see, look at this. You got a shoulder, you got another shoulder, you got a head, you got another shoulder, right? If we get another little shoulder here, we got a double head and shoulders here. I mean, that's an ugly looking monster. He's about to just rain on everyone's parade, but at the same time, even if that is the case, we could still see an alt season because that's generally what happens. But sometimes it could be this time is different, you know? So if this ends up being a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, different from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? That would be 3. And then we would go. But if we had a 4 and then a 5, that would be very bad. But we would still have one more chance if this thing can impulse. But if it moves up in 3, like that, then that's a retrace. And in the perfect environment, we can see an altcoin explosion during this move. And this move can last 2 weeks. Right? Because people are believing, yeah, we're going, you know, we started at 80K. Oh, look at that. We got to 85. Oh my God, we're at 90. Oh, we're just pulling, you know, we're pulling back. 95, 97. We're at 100K. And maybe we can even come up and get way up here to like 107 again. And everyone feels extremely bullish and altcoins are just firing and then lights out. Right? So I no matter what happens with Bitcoin, I can still see an altcoin season. It'll be less sort of powerful, but I mean, it'd still be powerful, but it's just, I don't know if it would, I don't see, if you look at coins like Theta, it still needs a lot of work because we got to get through the retracement levels, and that takes time. So for example, all of these levels up here, 1, 2, and then you have this one here, 3, and maybe one in the middle, 4, and then 5. I mean, all those areas are very strong areas. So if Bitcoin's just going to do a little retrace, I don't know how powerful, I don't know if we can slice through all that. Again, that's why XRP was my biggest holding, because XRP was already in reaccumulation for a long, long, long time. Look at that. This is the same time frame, and we were just going sideways forever. See, we were already in reaccumulation. So for example, theta can be somewhere like right in here. It still has a lot more to go, but as far as going into price discovery, it's going to be a lot harder. XRP, on the other hand, we're already through the retracement level of its retracement, and we just need to get through the all-time high. So it's closer to the finish line to price discovery, meaning if it enters price discovery, it's a lot faster. The momentum can go so much faster versus having to go through something like this where you have all this resistance, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. That's exactly why I know I love theta, and and look, it's gonna do well, but it's not, XRP was in a better position. It didn't feel like it at the time. There's, you know, because XRP wasn't doing anything, but I kept saying every single day that, you know, that the structure is completely different, right? But here's the thing. The table's always reversed, guys. So for example, let's say XRP is here, right? And then it breaks out into price discovery. Meanwhile, theta only gets to the retracement levels. You still make great gains. I mean, look at this. If we, from where we are now, and we go all the way up to $10, that's 380%. Okay? But if XRP gets to $10, that's still only 380%. And the difference is XRP was in full-fledged breakout mode, and theta was only in a retracement mode, right? But here's the more interesting thing. If theta came up like this, it's going to look very three-wave-ish, right? So if it starts to come down like this and then goes sideways like this, and we're like this, at that point in history, theta will be my biggest holding by far out of any crypto. Why? Because now we have all the steps. We have a rise, we have the crash, we have the retrace, we came down into reaccumulation, and now we're going sideways. That's what we want to see. And then we blast off. And we can go to freaking $200 like nothing. Maybe. I mean, we'll have to see, but it'll put theta in a position of a mass, because this is a launch pad, right? When you have a big bull market and a big crash, people are dizzy. You know, it's kind of like going on a big carnival ride. You know, you get thrown up and then you get thrown back down. You're kind of dizzy, you're disoriented, you know, and then you got to jump up and you can't really because you're kind of dizzy. But then you kind of sit down for a little bit, you relax, 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 and then you get up and then you can jump to the moon, you know, because you chilled out. So there you go. Now, I'm not saying that's exactly what's going to happen. This could be, so that's one scenario for theta. The other scenario is the Ethereum model, or even, I'll just go to total 2, same thing, which is like this. Okay. So if we look at the Ethereum model, it's not as pretty looking, but that's because we had this C19. But essentially what we have is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? Or actually 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we shoot up a little bit. We shoot up a little bit. We come back down, and then we rocket ship, and then we rocket ship. And what is that called? The W. The W. Now, this W is a little bit slanted. This W is more of a double bottom. But I think the slanted ones could be even more bullish because they're, you know, you have a higher low. It's showing more power. So which one's it going to be? Is theta going to do the XRP model, or its long, torturous road, but extremely beneficial in the end? Or is it going to do the Ethereum / total 3 model, total 2, same thing, right? Where we just do a W and we swoop out of there. So that's kind of where theta's at. And for me, you know, I don't know which one it was going to be. That's why it wasn't my biggest holding, right? Because for all I know, we could just go into a retracement. How would theta be my biggest holding? Well, let's say XRP goes up to $10 fast. Okay, so $10 to get to $50, that's only a 5x. It's not that much. And $10 to $100 is only a 10x. So if XRP hits $10, that means it would have to go to $100 just to get a 10x. See what I mean? So at $10, I probably will sell a lot of my XRP. And everyone will say, oh, that's stupid, you know. But look, even if it went to $100, now if it went to $1,000, that would be different. But still, you know, I would never sell all my XRP. You're always going to want to have at least, you know, 30+%. Always. But if you rotate it in the right asset at the right time, the art of rotation, it could do beautiful things. So if XRP pops to $10, meanwhile Theta's kind of just chilling right here, I could rotate a little bit, and let's say we get a little bit higher. Well, XRP and XRP's in the bull are in a bear market. They're both, but the difference is Theta goes into reaccumulation, and XRP has a big bear market, more percentage to the downside, and then it stabilizes, and then it continues. Now, I don't know how long that's going to take. I mean, for XRP, it took 7 years, right? So if we go to so right now we're on year 4, right? Well, actually it'd be year 3. Let's see, wait, when did it end again? I think it ended, obviously it was 2021, spring of 21. No. Yeah, spring of 21. So spring 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. It would be 2028. Oh man, that would be brutal. 2028. That's way over here. Now, I don't think it's going to be that long. Because, first of all, Theta is not going to have a freaking lawsuit, number one. Second of all, we're going to have regulations by that point, way before that. And number 3, we're going to have Trump. Number 4, we're going to have many other things, ETFs, all that stuff. So I think it's going to be a lot faster. So worst case scenario would be 2028. And I know that sounds ludicrous. So I would actually be more comfortable with saying, you know, maybe November of 26. If it's going to be the XRP scenario where we kind of come up, right? And then we kind of come back down, and then we kind of go sideways in here, and then we just moonshot. And that's exactly what Monero is looking like. And that's why I've been talking about Monero lately, because it has the look, right? So you could get a coin that doesn't seem like it has a lot of popularity or whatever behind it, but at the same time, it could be, it could still have that look and be very powerful. So let's see here. If we go to XRP real quick. There we go. And we put XRP and Theta side by side. You can clearly see the difference. See, which one to you has more structure? Obviously this one, right? This one has way more structure to it. It looks like a perfect box. You have a point there, a point there, a point there, a point there. Think of these points like nails. I'm nailing it in. You know, it's super strong, right? There's all these little points here. So it looks solid. It's solid as hell, you know? Whereas something like theta, it needs more work. It doesn't mean it's not bullish. It just means it needs more time to get there. So what I'm saying is it going to do the Ethereum model, the W, or is it going to do the longer XRP model, Monero, Litecoin model, kind of similar as well, right? Where we have to grueling go through something like this later on. So we pop up, we come down, you know what I mean? It has that same boom, 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 blast off, blast off. So that's what we don't know, right? But either way, I think we got more upside to go. So for example, now look at this. Now it's like, well, then maybe I'll just sell my theta for XRP. But look, here's the problem. Look at this. If you sell it now and we go up to $10, that's about 360%. That's it. That's not a lot. I mean, that's all you're getting. That's a 3-4x. Okay, great. Still great money, you know. But let's go to theta. And let's say we go up to $10. Well, you're right about the same percentage. It's literally the same, basically. Right? It's pretty much the same. All right, now let me do this. Let me go. Where did XRP go on its retracement? It went, and it was a shallow one. It didn't even hit the 618. So we'll say between the 618 and the 702. Now, where's that at? Because that theta doesn't have that lawsuit. It's got a lot less problems. People going after it and things. So the 618 and the 702, look at that, $10 to $11. So there you go. So if we go to $11 from where we are now, or even $10 to $11, you're looking at like 400%. So it's roughly about the same. So what's going to happen? That if it look, here's the thing. And you know why I say that? Look at this. Theta and XRP are exactly the same price. Well, not right now, but they were. They're roughly the same price. So which one has a higher probability of hitting $10? I think they're both pretty even. I think XRP is going to be a little more challenging, but at the same time, it will be easier because there's less resistance. You're going into price discovery. You got the XRP ETF coming out. You got the structure. I mean, you have everything. So the number one thing that I need theta to do, by all means necessary, is break this freaking high already. We need to break that high. Like, if we can't break the high, then it makes... freaking telemarketers. Sorry about that. Oh, man. Okay, where was I? So, if we can break this high, if we can break that high, then it's going to look so much better. But the problem is, theta is in a much more riskier spot. The reason why is because... Is this a 1-2-1-2, or is this 3 up, right? And then we get 1, 2, 3 down. That's the scary part. And if we got 3 up and 3 down, then I would look for 5 up. Powerful. Right? I love the impulse. I love this little area right here. But, you know, if this is going to be an ABC, you know, like something like that, then we can see something powerful. So we'll see. We'll see how it all plays out. We're going to figure this out. So, probably in the next, whenever Bitcoin reveals itself, you know, because again, volatility slows down. Everybody's on holiday, right? People are off work. They're not at their trading desk. There's not a lot of liquidity. The stock market's kind of, there's nothing going on. And then it's Friday as well. We're going to get to the weekend. So I don't think we're going to see anything really strongly until maybe somewhere along this week in here, I think. Really, probably this week would be a lot more clear. So the second week of January, I think, is going to be where the market starts revealing itself. So we might have another week of, who knows, sideways consolidation. But, these could be discounted prices, and they could be, decent areas to dollar cost average. And we're going to look at that in a minute. So I mean, the problem is Monday is still, you still got New Year's in here, right? And, New Year's is going to screw up a little bit of things. But I think once we get to Thursday, Friday, Saturday, right in here, and then especially this week in here, I think that's when we're going to see something big. All right? So let's go back and let's look at the chart here. All right, let's look at the small time frames. I think we already did. Or no, did we on theta? No, we didn't. So, yeah, it still just doesn't, so here's the ideas. I mean, number one, you could have like a three-wave move, obviously. And then now we're kind of ranging, and then we continue. That's number one. Number two, we could see, for example, like a W, X, Y, X, and then Z. W, X, Y, X, Z. 2025, look at that, right around that time. And then you pivot. Bull flag. Monster bull flag. Right? So those are kind of the two ideas. Now, the other idea would be that this is going to be more complex, meaning you have 1, 2, 3. So we have 3 up. We would get 3 down, and then maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up, right? So then we would have 3 down. We would have 3 up, and then from there, here's the caveat, or here's the 2 pivots. Either this will turn into a flag and then we continue, or this will be another 3 down and then we continue. So it'd be kind of like a WXY running flat. And that gets us to like that second, third week of January, which makes sense, makes sense. So, we still have to figure out what it's going to do. So if we zoom in, the only thing we can do is really look at the small time frames and kind of get an idea of maybe what the next move will be. And it's just not helpful. I mean, you could say 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're getting 5, something like that. Or we got 3 down, maybe we get 3 up like this, and then 3 down like that, so something more like this. And that would make more sense to me, because that would match with this. So you get 3 up, you get 3 down, and then you go 5 up. So that's pretty much it, and there's nothing really different here. And I'm going to keep this video hopefully shorter. Same thing with, exactly the same with Litecoin. Well, maybe a little bit different. See, Litecoin looks better to me. Doesn't mean it's more bullish. It doesn't mean it's more bearish. It means I'm talking about the structure, the wave. It looks better, meaning it looks more clear. So it looks like I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And look at that. I have super divergence on the 30-minute. Bullish divergence on the 30-minute. Between the 3rd and the 5th. That's exactly where you want the divergence. You want 5 waves. You want divergence between the 3rd and the 5th. And typically you want sequential. So if I haven't looked at the sequential in a while, but look at that. We had a 9. Look at the 9. Perfect. 9 buy. I missed it. Let's see, the 1 hour chart. So we would have to bump that up to maybe the 4 hour. But you see the count got flipped because of the midway point. And then you go to the 8 hour. I want to say we were talking the 6 hour yesterday. Maybe it was a different chart. 6 hour. Did we look at XRP? No, we didn't. Whoa. Yeah, we did. Wait, I don't remember. I got so much going on. I'm going to look at it real fast anyway because of the sequential here. I remember looking at, maybe it was theta. Let me see. No, then it must have been some other, maybe it was H bar. Anyways, I'll go back to it. Okay. So XRP honestly looks the best. I mean, that looks super nice. You know, I'm just gonna repeat myself because it is what it is. You got an impulse, you got 3 down, you got 3 up, and you got 5 down. So you have a completed 3-wave move. And then you have this move here, which looks like a 1, and then you have this ABC, looks like a 2. I mean, it looks freaking primed. Right? So if that's the case, then we should see something big coming. Or if it's not big, we should still see some kind of 3-way move. Because if this is a 1 and this is a 2, right? Then we should see it continue down. But I don't, that's kind of, this is the pivot area. Do we break out or do we break down? I'm in the camp, we should break to the upside. Because the thing is this 3, even if it was 3, I don't think that's the 3. I think it would be more complex. I think it would be like this. So that would be the 3. So boom. If it was going to be bearish and then down, right? But I don't think it'll be down. I think it'll be 1, 2, and then we get 3, 4, and 5 later on. Now, let's do something fun here. What's fun? Targets, right? We all like to talk money, talk targets, bust your calculators out, see what your portfolio is going to be. We all do it. And it's important to do it because you want to be on the money here. So we're looking at 280 roughly to that 3rd wave. I mean, that's just a basic 1618 extension. It could go way higher than that. So we have a 1, 2, and we get all the way to the 3. For some reason, it looks shallow. But then we kind of flag out for a 4, and then we have a monster 5. Something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, big 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, big 5. And then you go boom, 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 and then that could get us up to that $10 area here. So that's right there. Let me get rid of that. So 1, 2, 3, or actually can't really see the prices, so I'm just kind of eyeballing it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, and then get up there right around that area where we would think it would be, and then this would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I mean, it sounds easy. It sounds simple enough, but something, you know, it's always going to be shenanigans. There's always going to be something, a curveball. There's always going to be something that throws us off, right? But what we can see here is we can start to see a little bit of a trend line here. I don't really like it a lot, though, because it's kind of, the trend line is weak, you know, because it's kind of flat. We like trend lines to be more steep. Not too steep, but, you know, steeper than the supply line. So what's more steep, the trend or the supply? So you could see that, well, they're pretty similar in some regard. Let me flip it upside down. Yeah, they're kind of similar, a little different, but oh, here's another count, guys. A triangle. I didn't even think of that, but we're not even there yet. So this could be A, B, C, and then we go up for D, and then we come down for E, and then we go. I think that's a good idea. Guys, why the hell didn't I? XRP loves to make triangles. Loves to make triangles. This could be a freaking triangle. And it would make sense too, because it would match more strongly with this 1, 2, 1, ABC 2. Right? So there's your 2 right there. And that would match more the same degree, right? If we had to play around a little bit longer. So let's look at that. I think I just found my thumbnail. All right. Let's bust this out here. So we got A, B, C, and now we're working in D, and then we get E. E, a lot of times E doesn't have to come all the way back down. A lot of times it just kind of goes in the middle like that. And then let's change the degree here. I'm going to say, I don't really follow the laws when it comes to these degrees. I'll just say that. Minor. I think it is the minor wave. Okay, so yeah, I think that looks good. And then let me zoom out a little bit. And then, by the way, there's triangles all over the place with XRP. Like this is a triangle here. A, B, C, D, E, right? That's a triangle. On the small time frames, there's a lot of triangles as well. I think this was too. A, B, C, D. No, that one wasn't. On the smaller time frames, you could see a lot of triangles all over the place. But anyways, there you go. XRP. There's your triangle. So if it's not a triangle, then it's simply 3, 3, 3, WXY. The difference between a WXY and a triangle is 2 extra corrections, right? So we have ABC or WXY, that's 3, WXY 3, and then you get D and E, which is just another correction up, another correction down. And I kind of like triangles better because they correct longer, they give you a bigger of a base, and it's more identifiable, and it gives you an easier chance to get in if you haven't gotten in. So that's kind of the bullish idea. Now let's talk bearish ideas. If this thing is toast, then how's it going to look? Well, we already back tested. Let's go to the weekly here. And what we're going to do is we're going to put the weekly order blocks are the most important. It's $1.56. So that would be the spot where we would have to back test if this thing was going to break down. And it totally could break down, guys. I mean, there's no guarantee that this thing's going to rocket. Even though the structure looks insanely bullish, we could still come all the way back down to $1.50, $1.60, back test a little bit, then go up. So then you would have sort of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it would make more sense in a way because this second wave here, how long did that wave take? That wave took roughly about, let's just say 3 months. Jeez, that took a long time. So 3 months. Okay, so if we go 3 months here, that's going to put us around the beginning of March. I would say more so like the end of February. Okay, so I'll take a vertical line and I'll go to about February. I'll go right there. So that is do or die. If we don't complete our wave by the beginning of March, end of February, then I think we're screwed. And I think we will. We got plenty of time. Right? And by the way, this is the bearish idea. Right? So the bearish idea says that we would come down here and then we would rocket up, which means we still have to crash another roughly another 20-30%, which would be pretty gnarly. All right, so there you go, 20-30%. So what's the other bearish? So that's a bearish idea, but it's not entirely bearish, because the other bearish idea would be coming down to $1.30. And then the last bearish idea would be coming back down to this dollar area. And then basically the bear market's here before we go up higher. So this could be a giant 1, 2, 1, 2, you know what I mean? I don't know what that would look like, because we don't have any examples to look back at. And that's why I don't believe that's what's going to happen. This thing looks ready, guys. It looks like we have a beautiful cup, a handle. We're right here at the all-time highs. We could come down and backtest $1.50, even $1.30. But I don't think it's going to be that bad. I think it's going to be, because even if we did come down, just look at it. It looks like nothing, right? If we came down to here, I mean, it would be horrible, but at the same time, it doesn't look bad. And we would just shoot on up. So, yeah, this is the range. Do we break the range to the upside? Do we have to come down and backtest? I think we have a very, very good chance at breaking to the upside. Why do I say that? Because the correction looks really good. The only thing I don't like is some of these other altcoins, and Bitcoin doesn't look that good right now either. Because if you look at Bitcoin, right? If Bitcoin has to do one of these guys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like we were talking about, then that means if this kind of popped up a little bit, see, I don't know how that would look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because I don't want to break this low. We need to hold this low. Why is it important? Because we have 1, 2, 3 points. If we come down there again, you're going to risk breaking it. And if we break it, then we're probably going to $2. No, we're going lower than that. We're going to like $1.50, $1.60, which I really don't want to do. But hey, it's not what I want, right? It's about what the market says we're going to do. So, yeah, it's all going to be how this range plays out. And I think we're going to know in the next couple weeks. So get ready, get strapped in. As far as the other altcoins, I mean, they're all the same. I mean, everything's basically the same. You know, ADA looks very, actually, you know what? ADA looks pretty good. Looks like Bitcoin. I mean, looks like XRP in a way. Looks actually nice. You got a three-wave move. You got a 1. I like that three-wave shape. And look at this. Downward resistance line. Look at that. Look at that. We're really close. Looks great. Now you can say, oh, that's a descending triangle. Yeah, but it looks more three-wave-ish. I would say if we come back down here and then maybe hit up here, then we break below, and then we could come back and revisit some of these lows down here. I mean, obviously that would suck. That would be bearish. But I think there's a good chance, because look, we need a retracement, right? Anytime you have 3 down, what do you need? You need 3 up. Do we have 3 up? No. Why? We only have 2 up. We only have 1, 2. We still need 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then once we get up here, that's the hard part, right? Because what am I going to say? You got point A, you got point B. Where's point C? We don't have it. Point C is up here, which means what? Which means we need to get up here. So I think we're going to get up here. And then once we get up here, then it's going to be really challenging, right? So, yeah, if I had to make my final assessment, all the coins, or at least a lot of them, we still got more upside in the retracement levels. Jupiter, Quant. If I see anything different, I'll let you know. Theta Fuel, same thing. Exactly the same. Theta Fuel. Boom, boom. Maybe let's get up here. Near. Boom, boom, boom. Let's get up here. Filecoin. It's guys, it's the same thing. They're all the same. So Velo. Now Velo looks different. I don't like it. I don't like it. You got a head and shoulders there. Needs a lot of work. XRP versus Ethereum. Now this one looks bearish, honestly. I mean, a little bit. I don't know about that. Kind of looks like it needs to do that. By the way, let's look at Ethereum, because, well, let me go to Solana first. Solana, same thing. I actually don't like this. Look at that. You're bottlenecking, and then you drop. Instead of that classic 3-wave shape like ADA XRP gave us. XRP dominance. Dominance looks pretty decent. XRP Bitcoin, same thing. You know, this looks kind of like a triangle. 3, 3, 3. Wait. A, B, C, D, and then maybe we get E, and then go. I don't know. That looks pretty good. Okay, where's Ethereum at? And then we'll wrap it up. I really do not want to get close to an hour, especially when things are boring, you know. But but here's the thing: when things are boring, that's the time to be paying attention. So I mean, yeah, Ethereum, same thing. We got this 3-wave move down. I'd like to see a 3-wave move back up here. And then again, we could come back down again. Like it could be a double, it could be a zigzag, right? And then go up. Or we can flag out in here and then break out. Or we could see a rise, crash, retrace, reaccumulation sideways, and then break out. So there's a lot of things that could happen once you get up here. But the point is we need to get there first, right? And that will solidify that this move here is finished. Because what we don't want is this to break down. Why? Because that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if we got 5 down, that means that's a trend. And trends to the downside means a reversal. And then we would be looking for 3 up and then dead, right? So we don't want that. We need to break up. Or we need to get back to the retracement levels. We need to get up here. Because you could say, well, what's the difference between doing this and doing this? Wait. And doing this. The difference is between this and this is 3 and this is 5, because all of this is one wave. Going up here is a totally separate wave, right? So anyways, guys, here's others, top 10, excluding the top 10. You know, it looks pretty decent. You got 3 up, maybe we get 3 down, we hit support here, and then get up here, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So anyways, hope you guys have a good New Year's, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Remember, nothing here is financial advice. This is just, we're just entertaining possibilities, ideas, probable outcomes, likely outcomes based off history, based off wave structure, Elliott wave, you know, just trying to figure things out so we can all have a more you know, because it's all about confidence. We want confidence in what we hold, because a lot of people are just gambling. They throw money at the market and they just hope to God that it goes up. But it's more than just hoping. It's analyzing and trying to figure out, is this thing worth holding? Is this thing gonna go up? I mean, I've cut so many trades, it'd make your head spin. I cut more trades than I do for my wins or my losses, right? Meaning I can enter a trade and then I don't, and then, like, let's say a couple hours later, I don't like it anymore, I cut it. You know, it doesn't mean I'm underwater, it doesn't mean, it could mean I'm in profit, but the structure in which it gave me no longer gives me that feeling, no longer gives me that structure, right? So it's all about seeing this through and getting there first, and then we make our decisions. But for most of us, we're hodlers, we're investors, and we just want to, you know, look at it as an investment. And the investors at the end of the day are going to make the most money because they don't have to worry about a damn thing. All they got to do is buy, hold, and never sell until you sell. So anyways, that'll do it. Appreciate everybody for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Cheers.